Hello, welcome. Welcome to Girls Gone Vegan. I am Stephanie Ann Hare, and I am bringing you this beautiful cooking show called Girls Gone Vegan. And this is our very first episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. So, this is what the group is about here. This cooking show is about just showing you different alternatives and some new recipes on how to eat in your life. We've all got to eat, and some of these things get really mundane day to day, and we come up with the same old things. I found that when I eat vegan a lot. Hi Linda, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I found not only do I feel great when I eat vegan, but also you have to get really creative in cooking. And so that's been a really cool part of it, is that you know, your same old thing. I worked in the restaurant business. I have a 40-year history. Hi, Claudia. In the restaurant business, I've done all aspects. I've had catering businesses. I've had my own restaurants where I created the menus. I cooked. And you can really get bored with cooking the same old things. Well, when I started eating vegan more, it really started challenging me to come up with some different things. And so not only do you feel good after eating mainly plant-based, but it's also very creative and out of the ordinary. So join me for Girls Gone Vegan, and this is our first episode, and today we're gonna have a really great staple in my household. This is a veggie sandwich. This is a delicious grilled sandwich that I make, and it's so good, and I actually had it in my restaurant too. So I'll show you the ingredients here. So we've got some really great, I try and use organic as much as possible. So pretty much everything will be organic unless I can't find it, but otherwise it's non-GMO. Anyway, so we've got some really great sliced red bell pepper, some white mushrooms, some beautiful red onion, and some artichoke hearts. And I just use canned in water. If you want to use fresh ones and go through all that, you can do that too. It's all up to you. And this is what we're going to start sauteing, and then we're going to add some super greens. This is my go-to. I don't even use lettuce anymore. I just use super greens all the time for everything green. So right now I've got my skillet going here. I've got a cast iron skillet. My mama taught me how to use a cast iron skillet. It's a great thing. You actually get good vitamins from it, but it's also a wonderful way to cook. And so I've got the cast iron skillet. I'm going to add some Greek olive oil to it. And then we are going to get the veggie sauteing. Oh, but first what we're going to do, we've got our baked sweet potato fry. So I've got these delicious sweet potatoes here that I just partially baked for about a half hour. One large sweet potato. And I will be putting the recipe into the group for what I'm making. But this is just one large sweet potato. And what I do is I bake it so that it's semi-cooked. Okay? You can also use the microwave. I try and not use the microwave too much though. So I bake this and then I cut them up. Now I'm going to add some olive oil. I'm going to drizzle olive oil across this because we're going to bake them. They're not deep fried. And then I've got my pink Himalayan salt and some organic pepper. And we're just going to throw some of that on there. Potatoes are one thing I like a little bit salty. And I like to use the organic pink Himalayan salt now. It's really nice, and it's supposed to be a lot better for you. But as in everything, you know, it's your choice what you want to use, okay? And then this is really cool. This is spike. I used to use this years ago when I was a vegetarian in my 20s. And I like to have a good mix of herbs. Usually I have a nice other one that's all organic, but this is non-GMO and it's really great. So I got this at Whole Foods, and it was very affordable. And I'm going to sprinkle that across my sweet potatoes because I love seasoning on them. And we're going to get them going first because they can cook while we're doing the rest. So okay, so we're going to pop the potatoes into the oven. I have the oven on 425. Okay, so it's 105 now. And okay, so we got them going. So pretty much by the time we get everything cooked here, the potatoes will be done. Okay, so I'm going to start out first with my red onion into the skillet. I've had it warming, and we can turn it up a little bit now. We can get it a little bit hotter than that. So, gotta add the red onion. So good. Red onions are so good. And then, so I've turned my heat up a little bit. I had it just on low. We're gonna go up to about medium. Okay, we're gonna go up to about medium. So now we're gonna use some, I love red bell pepper. It's my go-to. I use it in a lot of things, but I really love it. It's not hot at all, but it gives good flavor. It's very good for you, high in vitamin C. And I just julienne them or cut them in little strips. Just cut them in little strips, really easy. So then I go ahead, get those going because those are going to take the longest. The bell peppers and the onions. So we're going to get them sauteing. And I can hear them start to sizzle a little bit, so that's good. So, oops. So we're going to get that going. So then I've got some really good whole grain bread. I like the 21 seeded. I like Dave's. But now everybody's got this good whole grain. Lots of seeded bread, lots of flavors, but organic. Safeway's got their brand. Orowheat's got their brand. Everybody's got a good brand. I wish we can't. They still have, some sugar in there. I haven't searched and found a really good brand that doesn't have sugar, but still, it's really great. Really good grains for you. So later, we're going to toast that bread just in the toaster. And I got some really good organic German mustard. Any kind of mustard will do. I prefer mustard. First of all, because it's vegan, it's very low in calories, and it's delicious. And I found this at Whole Foods, very affordable. And it's just a really good grainy mustard. So what we're going to do later is we're going to toast the bread. We're going to put the mustard down. And then we were going to put fresh avocado and fresh tomato with all the hot ingredients. So this is starting to go a little bit. Nothing like fresh onions cooking. I tell you, that is enough to get your appetite going. You want to get some appetite going, cook some onions and cook some garlic, and everybody's starving. So thank you for joining me. So the idea behind my cooking show, Girls Gone Vegan, is that I eat vegan a lot of the time over the last 2 years. I've always had a weight problem, and I love to eat a lot. And so it's not a struggle. It's been a lifelong journey, and it will be, to keep my weight at the place that I feel good. I don't really weigh myself. I go by how my clothes feel and how I feel. And over the last year, I have been eating a lot of non-dairy. They have great Haagen-Dazs ice cream, but it's non-dairy, made with almond milk. And then they have Ben & Jerry's almond milk ice cream. And I started eating a lot of that because there is still a lot of sugar in it, but there's not any cholesterol, which is really great. Sorry, phone call. Frank and I have been eating a lot of those desserts, and what happened was I started getting heavier. I could tell because my clothes stopped fitting as well. And so I got to a point where I didn't feel very good. And I started eating a lot. I eat whatever I want, but I choose to eat mainly plant-based. But what happened was I started not feeling good. I started feeling way too heavy. I couldn't fit in my clothes, and I actually started having stomach pains and not feeling good, feeling bloated. And so about 6 weeks ago, I said, you know what? I've got to clean up my diet. I don't feel good, and I like to feel good. I'm all about feeling good. So I just said, you know what? You're going to get back on a plant-based diet. You're going to eat vegan, and I've been really great. It's been about 6 weeks, and it took 2 weeks before I actually felt good. And then by about the 3rd week, I actually was able to fit into some of my clothes that were getting too tight. So that was an exciting thing. It wasn't the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was so that I would feel good, because I like to feel good. And so the great thing is that this time around, I'm really serious. And as I say with anything, I don't drink, and But that doesn't mean if I want to drink, I can. If I want to eat meat, I can. I'm not a stickler. I'm not a diehard. I'm not trying to push everybody that you can't eat meat. You can. It's just, this is what works for me. It makes me feel good. And if I want to eat meat and seafood down the road, I might. Right now, I haven't been. So this is why I do it. I feel really great. My body feels best when I eat a plant-based diet. So what's happened is over the years, it's been about 2 or 3 years, of me eating mainly vegan, that I've discovered all kinds of good recipes. So this is where this show was born, and I'm so excited to bring it to you because I'm always cooking stuff every week for Frank and I, and we're just blown away. We're really excited about how delicious everything is. And we sit here on the river and we have our great lunches and our dinners out on the patio and really enjoy ourselves. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to share this because I know a lot of people don't really think, you know, that they hear the word vegan, they shut down, they think that it can't be good. So that's what this is all about. It's just sharing with you that this is really a great food, and don't be afraid of it. So I'm going to check on my sweet potato fries. Oh, they're sizzling. They're doing good. Okay, so got the bell peppers and onions going. I'm going to add the mushrooms. This is going to make 3 to 4 sandwiches. It just depends on how much you pack it on. I always pack on too much. So I'm going to add the mushrooms now. So I've got bell peppers, onion, and mushrooms now into the mix. Saute, which is, you know, you can just eat this as a side dish. You could eat this as a meal. It's really great. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the artichoke hearts. Okay, so we're adding the artichoke hearts. So now we have everything but our super greens. And we put in the super greens at the end because they cook very fast. So we're just going to stir this around. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little salt and pepper with my Himalayan salt. I love these little mini grinders now. So instead of having big ones, I just buy these. And they're a grinder, they're built-in grinders. And they're organic, pepper and salt. It's great. Okay, so a couple, I just hit it, cover it. Salt and pepper to taste, whatever you like. Stir that up. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so delicious. I tell you, isn't that part of cooking? It's just the way it smells so good. It really gives you a very comforting feeling when you fill the house with a good smell of food. And it just really gives you a safe, comfy feeling of home and makes you feel good. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Feeling good. Everything's about feeling good. So I've got all these super greens. I probably won't use that many, but I put some in a bowl. And I'm just going to toast the bread. I'm going to get these over in the toaster. So I'm so glad you're watching. We're going to have fun. So I posted some dinners. I posted some breakfast, vegan dinners, and vegan desserts. And I've got a lot of go-to ones that I've been using over the last couple of years. Cheers to good food. And so, yeah, I'm just going to be posting different great things in the group and recipes, and then we'll be cooking something new every week. I'm not exactly sure if this will be the time that I'll be doing it in, but hey, I'll let you know. I'm so glad you guys joined the group and showing up here. So I like a good medium-high heat that gets things sizzling. The main thing is you want to cook this till the bell peppers and the onions are nice and soft. Let's check on our sweet potato fries. Fogging up my glasses. They're looking good. And you can kind of turn them. These turned out really good. You can kind of turn them over so that they get all done on each side. And the great thing is, by baking them, you can still come up with a nice crisp fry that hasn't been deep fried. And so they are a lot healthier, and they are just as satisfying, and they taste delicious. I love these sweet potato fries, and of course they're so good for you because anything that has really dark, deep colors are really great for you. So I'm just flipping everything over real quick. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect, okay? It's always about taking messy, inspired action. And honestly, the good thing about this dish is that as you cook everything, as you saute the vegetables, you put in your potatoes first, that your fries will be done just about the time everything's ready. So that's always a really good plus. That it's all about timing and prioritizing and knowing, you know, what to do first, so that everything, which is really what cooking's about, is having the timing so that everything comes out together. I remember when I first started cooking as a kid, gotta give this a little stir. When I first started cooking as a kid, you know, one thing would come up, then I'd have to do the next thing and the next thing, and then that wasn't really working, you know, because then you'd have to wait till everything got done. Okay, so I'm gonna add the super greens to this. And I might go ahead and just use this because these shrink down a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and add these delicious super greens, which is spinach, Swiss chard, and some arugula. And yeah, like I say, I've quit using lettuce for things. I just use super greens all the time, and that way I add my greens. And I use them on a bed when I cook different meals, my dinners. I lay a bed of greens, and then I put my entree on top. And that's a good way of getting more of your greens. And now, you know, you can buy all these great super greens that are all prepared. They're all, you don't have to mess with any of this. So these don't take long to cook at all. So the trick to this, trick to this meal is that then, once everything's done, we're going to add some balsamic vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and dip my toast and get my toast going for my sandwiches. And this is a really quick meal, and it's a great meal. It's very satisfying, very tasty. So I'm going to get my mustard ready. So like I say, I've got my mustard, I've got my avocado and my tomato going here. And what really, the trick to this dish is we're going to finish it off with some balsamic vinegar. And that is really going to spice it up. So we got it sizzling. We got our toast going. And we are well underway here. We are well underway. I hope everybody's doing good. And so I'd love with you to share your own recipes. If you have vegan recipes or vegan ideas or anything you want to talk about, please post in the group. I would love to see it because, you know, food is endless. You can just have, it just goes on and on and on. If you watch any of those cooking channel shows, it goes on and on and on. And I've been involved in food for so many years, but you start watching all these shows and you really feel like you don't even know anything. But you know, like I say, I've had my own restaurants and I created menus and I actually was a chef a lot of the time. So, yeah, so I've got some balsamic vinegar here. I'm going to go ahead and add it. And I like a healthy dose of it. Here it's sizzling, and then we're gonna let it reduce. And then it's gonna give this really great glaze to this. And this is what really separates this sandwich from the rest and makes it absolutely delicious. Is topping it off with the balsamic vinegar, and you know there is a lot of natural sugar in balsamic, and so it will reduce and make a very nice glaze. And it'll really give a distinct flavor to all these delicious vegetables. And this is the secret sauce to this sandwich, is the balsamic vinegar. Uh-oh. Okay, so we've got, I don't know why that's smoking like that. What's in there? There's nothing in there. Okay, so we've got 2 of the toast going. We're going to go ahead and get the next toast. Uh-oh, having all kinds of things falling over here. Going to get the next toast going. We're going to go ahead and stir this around because as the balsamic starts reducing, it will cook down and cook away, and so you have to be careful that you don't cook it to where it starts burning. You just want it nice and glazed. Okay, so now I'm going to add some of this mustard, this delicious German organic mustard. Any kind of good mustard will do, as long as it's like a nice grainy mustard. That's my main deal. I like to put a lot on there because I really want to taste it. This is going to be so yummy. Okay, so I got a little carried away, but that's okay. So I'm going to put this here. All right, so now we are going to lay down the tomato. I'm going to put 3 slices of tomato on each one. And then the thin sliced avocado. Okay? This is what really adds to this beautiful sandwich. So that's about 4 slices of avocado. So I cut up 1 avocado. You don't even have to use, I have enough here to make 4 sandwiches. I'm just making 2 right now. So I've made this for brunch for my friends. And I even used gluten-free bread for my friend that was gluten-free. And for her, I got gluten-free bread, and everybody loved it. Even the meat eaters didn't feel like they were being punished. They just thought it was delicious because it's so packed with flavor. I don't get why this is so... Huh. Okay, so just checking my toaster. It looked like it's smoking. So I'm going to check in on my fries again. Checking on the fries. Where's my pot holder? I've lost my pot holder. And I don't know why. Okay. My toast is done. Lightly toasted is good. Okay, we're going to check in here. Look at these sweet potato fries. They're doing great. We're going to go ahead and... I've got the oven on 425 because I'm trying to get a crisp fry. I'm going to put them back in and still finish them off. So as you can hear, the sizzling of the sandwiches, the veggies, the balsamic is cooking down, and you want it to cook down to where it's just nice and reduced. So it's not a drippy sandwich, but really good. So it's almost done here. I always like to put my ingredients all back. So I've got my toast over here. I'm going to go ahead and put the mustard on the second slice here. Like I said, the mustard, you can use whatever you want. There's a great vegan mayonnaise too that they have, but I just prefer the mustard because it gives it a great flavor. Okay, so now I've got that going, and I tell you, this is close. I would say this is done. So I'm just going to show you here. Can you see this? Look at that. You got to smell this. Great. Okay, so let's turn that off. Move it off the burner. And, like I say, this is enough for 4 sandwiches. So now you just pile it on. It's a little bit messy sandwich. It's a good, sandwich you could eat with a knife and a fork. But, oh my gosh, it's delicious. Okay, so that's about how much you want to put on. You could even put less because it's going to spill out. I always tend to overdo everything. But to me, I like to have plenty. I'm a big eater, and I don't like, just these skimpy little portions. But that is something that I'm trying to learn as I'm, getting a little bit older, that, maybe I should cut back. Maybe I need to eat smaller meals more frequently because I do tend to eat too much. Okay, so now you're just going to top it with your delicious bread, and going to cut it Gonna cut it, and we're right on schedule. So, and then whatever spills out, you just eat it with a fork on the side. It's okay. This is a messy sandwich. This is going to be great. So you just go ahead, and that's how it looks. Yummy. Does that look good? Yeah, look at that. And like I say, you can eat it with a knife and fork. It's a good hot sandwich. It's satisfying. People think you just have to eat salad all day long. You don't. You can have good hot things. Okay, so we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to get our fries out of the oven. They are sizzling. Whoa. They are sizzling hot. They are great. And we are going to just go ahead and place them on the plate. And I like to eat my fries with a little barbecue sauce. I'm a barbecue sauce freak, but Frank eats his with just nothing. They're that good. You don't really need anything with them. So, and I'm happy because I didn't eat a lot this morning because I was anticipating this great meal. So, there you have it. Look at me, I just keep piling up. This is one sweet potato, and there's way too many fries here. Could there ever be too many? I don't think so. Anyway, so this is good. This would serve 4 people, just with 1 potato. It's a beautiful plate. It's a beautiful plate. Isn't that gorgeous? And in just about 30 minutes, we have this done. And this is a great, healthy sandwich that you could serve to your best friend, and everybody would love it, and they wouldn't even think that you're trying to sneak veggies at them. They would just think it's a delicious hot sandwich. Thank you for watching. I am Stephanie Ann Hare. I am an empowerment mindset coach at Planet Gratitude Clarity Coaching, but right now, the Girls Gone Vegan. This is Girls Gone Vegan. This is my cooking show. I will be here every week, and I will be cooking live and sharing some delicious recipes and cooking some great food. Love to hear from you, and share your recipes and share your comments, and please share this with other people in your groups, in your friends, in your family, and share the love. Have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for Girls Gone Vegan.